Hello, my nails here. Hammer plays. Oh, what the hell? YouTube is now full screen. Yes, I realize this. YouTube is now full screen. Okay. I know this. I have not forgotten. But anyways, to the commentary that I'm here to talk about today. So for a while, I've been feeling a little bit weird about how like I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4 on Xbox One since my computer is broken and I have to get a new one. So I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4 on Xbox One. And for a while, I stopped playing Conquest because, frankly, what was going on in Conquest is that, like, it was. Just wasn't enjoying Conquest. And I think I just wasn't enjoying Conquest because, like, it was just getting a little bit boring and it was getting a little bit, just overall dull because what would happen is that I'd get into a vehicle or blow up and die and then try to get into another vehicle, blow up and die. However, I'm starting to realize that I should go back to playing Conquest. Now what I was playing before after I stopped playing Conquest was Rush. And I usually play Rush a lot because I like the whole epic battle of Rush. And in the PC version, I used to play Rush like a lot. Like that's the only thing I played because it was 64 player Rush in the PC version because the modded servers would allow for 64 player Rush. And I loved it. I absolutely loved 64 player Rush, and it was just this like big thing where it would just be like the two teams would just basically clash, and that's what I liked about it is that it would just be this huge battle going on over the objectives, and no matter if you were dying a lot or not, or if you were just you know whatever was happening, you still had like this huge battle going on, and I liked it. But I'm starting to kind of lean away from Rush in Battlefield 4, and that's the same thing that happened on the PC version. Is that I don't know why, but like I started getting a little bit kind of weary of it. I don't know what went on, but I mean, I'm just starting to think that Rush it hasn't been done properly in Battlefield 4. Now, a lot of people have said this, like, "Oh, Rush freaking sucks, Battlefield 4. Oh my God, Rush is so bad," and I don't think it's like terrible or anything like that. However, I do gotta say that in Bad Company 2, Rush was done perfectly. Now, why do I say this? And I've always questioned myself. Well, what do you mean by it's done perfectly in Bad Company 2? Well, I think the thing that Bad Company 2 did get right that made Rush and Conquest play out correctly was that Rush and Conquest and Squad Deathmatch were the only three game modes. Yep, those were the only three game modes inside of Battlefield Bad Company 2. Like, that is that's three game modes, and I think the game had like 15 maps. So that's 15 maps, or maybe even less, I don't know, and three game modes. But you might be wondering to yourself, well, why does everyone say this is a great game? The reason being is because this game was good with all the balancing. Conquest in Bad Company 2, even though it was only 32 players, even though it was only 4 objectives most of the time, or even 3, as you can see right here, it's 3, even though it was barely any objectives and only 32 players, it was still epic because you had a lot of shit going on at the same time. I will say that if you take The reason why Operation Metro is a clusterfuck is because, well, mainly because it's indoors, but you know and it's just like a little hallway. That's also why Operation Locker is kind of a clusterfuck. Ooh, ooh. But that's why. But the thing about this is that always something is going on. Always something is going on in Bad Company 2. Something was always going on in, this game. Even if it was Conquest, which is, a bigger game mode. Something was going on. Not only that, you were always hammered down by something, whether it was snipers or something like that. And it was just this cool game because of that. But the thing that shined in this game was Rush. I can't deny to myself that Battlefield 4's Rush, you have to walk to your objective, is a big problem that I have, is that you have to walk to your objective a lot in Rush. If you are the, I'm tired. If you are the defending side, then you will have to walk at least a good bit to get the objective in Rush. And if you are on the attacking side, it's even worse. I think that's the main point I'm starting to have a problem with in Russian Battlefield 4, is that it's not as fast and it's not as interesting. But the main thing about it not being fast or interesting is that all the maps are not designed extremely epically either. It's because in Bad Company 2, as I said, you only have 3 game modes. Squad Deathmatch, Conquest, and Rush. And Squad Deathmatch isn't even like a main game mode. It's more like you want something competitive, here you go. So Squad Deathmatch is barely even in a game mode, but Rush and Conquest are. So DICE only had to balance the maps and make the maps work for those 2 maps. That was the only thing they needed to do, was balance the game out for those 2 maps. And frankly, they did it right. Because Rush plays amazingly on every single map on Bad Company 2. And I remember one day I literally did this. Let me tell you what I did. I played Rush on a 24/7 Rush server on Battlefield Bad Company 2 for like the whole day. The whole day I played Rush Bad Company 2. And I played it on all the maps, and it was like a 24/7, all maps thing. And I can't tell you that there was one map that I was like, this frickin' sucks. Maybe that was because Rush was also their focused game mode, because there was like a map or two that was only for Rush. It was like Port Valquez or something like that. That was only for Rush, but that map and that game mode were awesome. I can like remember each detail of that map. I remember one day I got on my friend. I got on this game, and played with my friend. On the same server on all the maps, and it was almost like I did not want to stop playing, even though I said let's stop playing. I wanted to go play something else. I wanted to go play like Minecraft or something like that. But for some reason, I did not want to stop playing. That is how you know that a game has properly given you the enjoyment that it should be giving you. I don't want to stop playing, but I kind of need to stop playing. I need to take myself away from this game because it's just sucking me in and it's making me so happy and it's just making me want to sit here and play it forever. That is one thing that I gotta say is great in Bad Company 2 about Rush. Now, I'm pretty sure you're wondering I'm just here to complain or something like that, but I kind of also want to give my opinion on how we can fix the fact that Battlefield 4 and probably upcoming Battlefields are having such terrible, terrible game modes and boring, lackluster combat. The reason being is because something that Level Cap said kind of got to me is he said Battlefield 4 is bloated. and I think that's the perfect word for it. Bloated is something that describes Battlefield 4 in such a great way. Now you might be wondering, oh, how does it describe, Battlefield 4? I mean, I don't get it, Well, here's the thing. What he meant by bloated is that he meant that all of the maps, every single map you play, has to be optimized for 7 game modes. And now we have more game modes that are added, like capture the flag. However, capture the flag will always work on any map. It doesn't matter. It's capture the fucking flag. How hard can it be? But capture the flag and air superiority are 2 game modes that we now have, and now those got to be balanced out for. But I doubt that anyone's really going. That I mean, Dice is actually going to give a shit about those 2 game modes. For one, capture the flag is too easy to balance, and air superiority barely anyone plays that. Whenever someone does, it's just kind of for fun. But anyways, the what I'm saying is that like if they make another Battlefield, if they make a Battlefield Bad Company 3, I can tell you what's probably gonna happen, and this is what I'm afraid of happening. I am afraid of Dice thinking that they need to add so much more content. I'm pretty sure that they're thinking right now, if they're gonna make a Bad Company 3, oh, we gotta, put in so many new game modes. We gotta bring back Obliteration. We gotta bring up, Rush. We gotta bring up, we gotta bring up all the game modes from Battlefield 4 and bring them into Bad Company 3. No. No, 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 no. What you should do for Bad Company 3 is that you should make it just Russian Conquest. Russian Conquest, or, maybe Obliteration would work in the Bad Company universe. I'd like it. I think it would be pretty fun and cool, especially in the Bad Company universe. But if you're going to do anything in the Bad Company universe, one thing you should do is just make it more of a fun, epic battle. The one thing that you should do is to change Bad Company 2 and make it, better in Bad Company 3 is add more players and add more destruction. That is all you need to add in fucking Bad Company 3. Dice. And no, Dice. I hope some of you agree with me here. Some of my loyal subscribers that are still here in these tough times of my channels. You agree with me that Dice should. That they should definitely not add too many game modes. Just add more things like, bring back how good balanced, Bad Company 3, Bad Company 2 was, and bring it into Bad Company 3. Or not only that, let's also say, let's bring in some more things like, let's make it so that, there's more players per server and there's more destruction. And if you try to bring up the bullcrap argument that everyone's gonna worry about blowing up buildings and fucking playing the game, this gameplay is from when Bad Company 2 first came out and everyone was playing it. So don't say, oh, well, that guy, is worrying about destruction. Because the same thing happened. Oh, sorry, I moved on my headphones. Because the same thing happened in Battlefield 4. Everyone's trying to break down the skyscraper. Everybody's trying to do this, everybody's trying to do that. It's going to happen the first day. But they should definitely up the destruction, up the players per server to like 150 or maybe 200 or something like that. I would enjoy that. I would seriously enjoy that. Now, if you're saying that they shouldn't do this with the Bad Company series, well then fuck it then. They should do it with the Star Wars Battlefront series, or they should do it with, the regular Battlefield series. Do this with one of your Battlefield series, or do it with Star Wars Battlefront. And if you're going to do it with Star Wars Battlefront, make it so that there's like a battle going on in space and a battle going on the ground. But I mean, what I prefer you do is that you make it so that in Battlefield Bad Company 3 or in some near approaching Battlefield, you make it so that, there's like more places on the map you can go. You can like break off pieces of like buildings and skyscrapers to go inside of them where players will be fighting. Have shit like that happen. That is a step in the right direction. Alright, guys, well, I'm done taking up your time. Leave a like and comment and subscribe. And